My brother stared at me. My best friend is crashing with us. Don't be weird. Don't be weird in front of the guy I'd been crushing on since high school. No problem. I'm an adult now. I could handle those childish feelings, I told him confidently. But I was wrong. The moment that his best friend Matt stepped inside our house wearing a cool leather jacket and a duffel bag over his shoulder, I was a goner. I stared at him with my mouth hung open. My brother made a disgusted face as he walked over to help with the bags. Ignore her, please. Matt chuckled and patted my head while he walked by. Good to see you again. Good to you too. I mean, good, enjoy your stay, I said clumsily. I stood there for a second while he stared at me with raised eyebrows, and I just walked off, saving myself from further embarrassment. Day 1, and I was already messing up, but I was determined to get close to him this time. Back in high school, I told Matt I liked him, but he said no. So I asked again and again each month, and still the same answer. You're in high school. You're too young to know what love is, he said. Well, what about now? I woke up extra early the next morning to make him coffee. I left it outside his door with a sticky note that read, "Drink this if you want a date." I knocked on the door and ran away. I later found the mug in the sink with only a few sips gone. Matt walked into the kitchen and placed the sticky note in my hand. I frowned when I saw the big no written in bolded letters. It was cute, but you're still just a little sister to me, he said. What if you change your mind? I challenged. I won't, he grinned, but that smile only made me want to try harder. A few days later, I found Jake and Matt gaming in the living room. Perfect opportunity. I squeezed between them on the couch. What are we playing? I asked, grabbing the spare controller. We are playing Smash Bros. You are playing nothing, my brother said coldly. Matt handed me a spare controller. If you really want to play, why not? But I was terrible, like embarrassingly bad. But then Matt made the mistake of laughing when I died for the 10th time, and something in me snapped. I locked in, and 20 minutes later, I was sitting there trash talking alongside them like I'd been gaming my whole life. Eat my dust, I shouted when I finally knocked out his character. That was pure luck, he said with a grin. Luck? I destroyed you. Admit it, I'm amazing, I said, completely lost in the heat of the game. He looked at me with this soft expression that made my heart race. You're something, he mumbled. All three of us fell silent until my brother groaned, "Gross. Get a room and leave me out of it." Just like that, game night ended, but something changed between me and Matt. I wasn't sure if it was all in my head, but things were steadily getting romantic between us. So 2 nights later, I chose violence. And by violence, I mean the scariest horror movie I could find, because nothing more adult than being able to handle scary movies now, right? I ran into Matt's room and smiled. Movie night? I suggested innocently, holding up my laptop. What movie? Matt asked suspiciously. Just a thriller. Nothing too scary. It was absolutely terrifying. Within minutes, I was gripping onto his arm, barely peeking out under my blanket. By the halfway point, I was basically in his lap with my face buried in his shoulder. You did this on purpose, he whispered during a quiet scene. Did what? I mumbled into his shirt. Picked the scariest movie ever made. Maybe, I said. He shifted, and suddenly we were facing each other, really close. His hand came up to tuck my hair behind my ear. What are you doing to me? He asked softly, hopefully changing your mind. I breathed. I felt my heart race as he leaned closer, but then he stopped and shut down the laptop. That's it for movie night. He left his room and hung out with my brother the rest of the night, and in the morning, my brother dropped the bomb. Matt is leaving tomorrow. His apartment's all fixed, my brother announced over breakfast. I dropped my spoon. Where is he now? I asked. Doing laundry. I sped off instantly and blocked the doorway. I need you to listen. This is the last time I'm going to confess to you, and if you say no, I'll really stop. I've chased after you for years, and all you ever do is run away, I said. He dropped the basket down on the floor and stared at me with a serious expression. You're my best friend's sister. You don't understand what you're asking for. What I'm asking for is a chance, I said softly. No, the word hit me like cold water. Is that your final answer? I asked quietly. I nodded, surprised at how calm I felt. Okay, I understand. I won't bother you anymore. I walked past him and didn't look back. I was done humiliating myself. I meant what I said. No more coffee outside Matt's door. No more trying to sit next to him. When he walked into a room, I walked out. He knocked on my door, texted me, but I avoided him. The next morning, his last morning, I tried to sneak out the back door, but he was already there on the porch steps waiting. He grabbed my hand and said, I can't do this anymore. I like you. I froze,